Again, what was I saying? I was apologising for giving that woman money. You're absolutely right. I don't know why I felt a sense of kinship with her. I think it's because she basically is trying to screw Bayou. Yeah, no, I know. I've apologised. It was stupid. But you know what? We've got the money, and I'm sure Delgado will probably appreciate keeping that contact in one piece, yeah? That'll help us stay off his radar. That's how I'm going to justify it to myself. And yes, I can still feel you glaring at me. It says a lot about Neon that I have enough money to murder 35 people and still be considered an upstanding member of society at the end of it. Right. Let's get this information back to the key.
Look at that. A whole new set of stars.
Okay. Can't be bothered hailing them. They're always unpleasant and uncaring at the same time, so why bother?
Seals are good, air pressure good. And we're docked.
Excellent. Right. Now. Okay.
I was hoping you would stop by.
Oh, yeah, I'm about to head out. Ordinarily I would take Vasco with me. You probably want to be waiting here, you know. I gotta be honest with you.
A credit for your thoughts, as they say.
Okay. No, I
A
just...
shame that there is not more to discuss.
I was just gonna say maybe you want to wait here. I don't think the key's going to be your kind of place. It's, well, it just isn't your kind of place. Trust me on this. It's the sort of place that I'm going to be nervous that you're gonna pick a fight. And that's not to say anything bad about you. It's the sort of place it's hard not to want to kill an awful lot of people. Which is, you know...
It smells like deceit. We should make our business quick.
See, this is why I was nervous. Okay.
All hell's breaking loose, Rook. Delgado needs you in the repair bay with Jazz as soon as possible.
Okay. Hope it isn't bad. When is everyone going to start calling me Rook? Rook, I did the job and I deserve some respect. Like, she gives a crap. What's wrong? Did somebody overcook a potato in the microwave?
Oh, that's hilarious. You're a real comedian, you know that?
Yeah, I know.
Now get your ass to the repair bay. Go!
Okay. Alright. Fine. What's up in the repair bay? Didn't you want to know how the job went? Apparently not.
Always listen to Delgado.
Oh.
Unless you want to get
I don't want to hear it right now. Apparently, there's an emergency in the repair bay. Okay, good.
And you are sure we will have those defense batteries up and running?
No. I'm not sure. They're in bad shape, Del. Really bad shape. I'm already using duct tape and spit to keep the station from falling apart, and you want me to pull a rabbit out of my hat?
I don't want to hear excuses. I want to hear that it's going to be fixed. Period. Get it done.
All right. I'm on it.
You want to quit standing there and hand over the conduction grid data?
Okay, you know what? I'm getting a... What was that about defensive batteries?
Nothing you need to worry about.
Oh.
Stay in your own space lane and let Jazz do her damn job. Now, do you have what we sent you to Neon for, or not?
Well, at least somebody cares about that. I don't know what you're talking about. Getting it wasn't easy. He doesn't care. It's right here.
Ah, perfect. I'll take that.
Dependable as always. Unlike some people we know.
Okay.
That's real funny.
Okay.
All right, listen up because
Words
I
to
don't want to
wise.
repeat this twice. we've gotten word that UC SysDef is massing somewhere nearby for an attack on the key. While we prepare for their arrival, I want you to head straight for Bannock 4 and bring Kryx's legacy home.
Bannock 4. Okay. How do you know SysDef is massing for an attack?
I have a very reliable source at MAST. They were so concerned that the threat was real, they actually jumped the information out to us right away.
Who would that be? I'd rather stay here and fight. Tell me exactly what we need to do. Why is this Kryx legacy... Why is this Kryx legacy so important? I mean, I get it. It's cash. But it's got to be more than that, right?
Oh my god. Haven't you been paying attention?
Right, but like...
The only reason half the fleet's captains haven't scattered across the settled systems is because they're waiting for their part of the score. No money means no protection. No protection means we are done when SysDef arrives. Simple enough for you?
I guess. Fine. Right, tell me exactly what you need me to do.
Lay it out, Jess.
All right, first things first. I'm gonna upload this data you snagged from Generdyne into the Keys databanks.
Okay.
All you need to do is build and then install a conduction grid module onto your ship.
Okay.
And if you haven't already, you'll need the CommSpike module installed as well.
Oh, is that all? And here I thought this was going to be a challenge.
Once your ship is ready, jump out to Bannock 4, board the Legacy, and bring us the cash.
Okay. Where do I build the ship modules I need? Here, right, with Jazz?
Everything you'll need for ship repair and construction is down in Jazz's section of the key.
Okay.
If you have any questions about the modules, she'll have all the answers.
Okay. What if there's nothing there when we get to Bannock 4?
You better pray that isn't the case, because that means we are done. As in, no more Crimson Fleet.
Alright. There's gotta be a catch.
Of course there's a catch. What, you thought this would be easy?
After you board the Legacy, be on the lookout for 2 transfer modules. They're special keys that allow access to the ship's vault.
Okay.
Once you locate the vault's control center, hook up the data core I'm gonna give you, and download everything they've got.
And before you get any bright ideas, like running off with the money, that currency is going to be heavily encrypted. Only a genius like Shinya will be able to crack that encryption. So bring it back here right away.
I was gonna do no such thing. Although, probably should have made it seem like I would, because I'm Crimson Fleet. Why will I need 2 transfer modules to open the vault?
Because those Galbank ships were carrying so much money, they didn't even trust their own crew.
Oh, okay. What if Shinja can't crack the encryption?
That would be a first. I have yet to see encrypted currency that Shinya could not manipulate within hours.
Okay.
I mean, the guy plugs his body directly into his mainframe. He eats, breathes, and shits numbers all day. No, I'm not worried about him.
Alright. You can count on me.
Yeah? I sure hope so. Look, I'm gonna make this real simple for you. If that money ends up anywhere but the key, I will hunt you down and pry it out of your dead hands myself. Now get moving.
Okay, so... Right. Oh. Look, I know... I keep asking you this. There is more to this legacy than just the money.
The Crimson Fleet isn't really a fleet. It's an ideal. A principle that Kryx sought to set up so that pirates didn't infight over scraps. Over time, that notion has been lost. Captains have been turning their backs on the fleet, doing jobs on the side, killing each other. Bringing Kryx's legacy back to the fleet would be like validating everything Jasper Kryx believed in. And I'm certain it would unify us once again. Of course, it wouldn't exactly hurt to have all that extra money at our disposal. But I think you catch my meaning.
Yeah, I knew it. Okay. So who are these captains you keep mentioning?
You've met some of them already. Mathis Castillo, Yevgeny Rokov,
He's
Juan
dead.
Dayu, Estelle Vincent, and Adler Kemp. They might feel like independents to you, but each one of them has a stake in the Crimson Fleet. And each one of them wants a cut of the wealth. I am sending word out to every able-bodied captain that they are needed. We'll see how many answer the call.
So what's your biggest worry regarding the upcoming attack?
The toughest nut to crack is if UC SysDef brings in the vigilance. That Commander Ikande has himself a hell of a ship there.
Never heard of it.
Advanced shield tech, bristling with weapons. I would love to see that thing burn. If we hope to stand a chance against it, we need those defensive batteries and Kryx's legacy.
Okay, well, that was all.
Get moving before it's too late.
Yeah. We're gonna need to install some stuff on the ship. Yeah. Right. Okay then.
Shouldn't you be
I
on
need to
your
get
way
those
to
defensive
Planet by
batteries
now?
online, so make this fast.
Okay. Right. How will the ComSpike module help me find the legacy?
The ComSpike traces and decrypts coded signals. As long as you have the transponder ID, you can track pretty much anything.
All right.
That file you lifted from the Galbank archives contained the Legacy's transponder code, which I'll program into your nav system. All you have to do is get within the vicinity of Bannock 4, and the ComSpike will automatically point you to the target. Cute toy, huh?
Right. And the conduction grid module, that's going to help me get to the legacy exactly how?
Well, you already know that the conduction grid does a pretty nifty trick. It absorbs extreme voltage and converts it to usable power on neon.
Right.
The version for your ship can still absorb incoming electrical energy, like, say, the EM fields surrounding Bannock 4, but it can't store the power. Instead,
Okay, that's
it
a
just
shame.
scatters the EM harmlessly away from the hull, insulating you from frying every circuit aboard. As a nice side effect, I'm betting the module will make your ship somewhat EM weapon resistant and boost its shield regen. Lucky you.
Really? Now that's good news. And what can you tell me about the key's defensive batteries?
There are 3 defensive batteries, basically high-powered military space turrets, triangulated around the key.
All right.
They were part of the UC's original defenses for the station. Pretty effective, too. Can put some serious hurt on enemy spacecraft. The good news is that the batteries have an incredibly wide field of coverage, so they can pick off ships trying to reach the key from any vector. The bad news is that they're 100-year-old tech. They keep breaking down and are expensive as hell to keep operational.
All right. Okay, well, I need help with my ship.
Not a problem. Conduction grid data is all set up in the system, so should be an easy install.
All right, then. Then my ship needs some repairs, does it? I don't think it does. So let's just get straight to the
Sounds like
modification
fun. Let's see what
process. Yes. Time to lock onto enemy ships is reduced by 25%, and weapons cost 20% less to use in targeting mode. That's kind of nice, actually. Reduces EM damage by 50% and increases shield regeneration by 25%. Definitely worthwhile having. I wonder if I could install those on my other ships as well. I don't like the placement, I must admit, but I'm going to need to change the layout a little bit. I'm going to do that anyway once I get a little more power, because I will want some more weapons. In the meantime, this will do. Oh yeah, I should probably check in. Okay, then, right. Thank you very much. Right, we will be on our way very soon. Just need to quickly restock. You know, get a few supplies for the trip. And more importantly, seeing as Delgado is busy down here, I want to check a few other places for evidence.
That last job didn't pan out.
Because...
I hope you do not have any loose cred sticks. I fully expect you would find them missing when we leave here.
Okay, not subtle. Yeah, I'm beginning to get the feeling that time is running out for us, so... let's just... not going to get used to that. We should also check the bar. You never know. Sometimes people drop things. Right. What do we have around here? There is a computer. Delgado's computer. Let's see what this personal logs. Ace in the hole. It's all coming together piece by piece. Even Neva's starting to see it with clear eyes. I tell her I told you so, but I'll save it until after we get the legacy. No need to jinx it. Now there's still a lot of figuring out to do, from location to extraction, and I know Ikande is still lurking in the shadows, but all of these problems are solvable, and we've got the ace in the hole, our rook. I'm a little worried that he's got a mole on the vigilance, and they know about me. Aquila City. Sometimes I dream about Aquila City, the sand-dusted streets, the thick, heavy air and the call of the wild beyond the wall. Everything is just how I remember it. I'm back with my old crew doing heists and busting heads for loose change. Milk money we called it, and we were the bullies. There's only one thing that's off, really. The days have no light. Every time I look up, the sky is pitch black. At first I thought it was old age. I've spent so much time on this floating piece of tin, maybe I'd forgotten what Aquila sky looked like. But that's not it. When I'm awake, I can remember all of it easily enough. No, it's because even as an arrogant little street punk, subconsciously I knew Aquila City isn't home. Up here, with the fleet, is where I belong. Very poetic. The pirate and the thief. Porter once told me about the difference between a pirate and a thief. In his story, the pirates see the future laid out in front of them. Spyglass in hand, they sail for the fortune at the edge of the horizon, braving whatever storms and monsters are in their way. Because in time they know they will leave all of that crap behind them and claim the prize that lies ahead. But for the thief, the opposite is true. The past is in front, in plain view, and so they're doomed to repeat it over and over again, picking pockets, snatching creds, doing what they can to survive, forever blind to the future that looms behind them, ready to cut their throat. As long as I've been captain, I've had my eyes on one picture, Kryx's legacy. In the back of my mind, I always thought I was securing the fleet's future, but now I'm starting to have doubts. Is Kryx's legacy a future I'm sailing towards, or a past I refuse to turn away from? He's quite poetic, actually, isn't he? And maybe he's right. Hello? Voss's parts. Regarding the specifications for my interface, I'm going to need to make a few minor adjustments. Galbank is switching to an orthogonal hexabit encryption, so I want to crank up the core clock on my ARM hardware. You can probably get that equipment in Ryujin. I also need to have a storage injector port added so I can keep any damn trace packets off my system. It probably wouldn't hurt to throw in some electromag protection too. The electrical system on the key is terrible, and a short circuit could fry the whole setup. Last but not least, I might need a few cushions for the chair in the Reckoner's core. They're wearing a bit thin. Yes, we wouldn't want you to get a sore bottom, would we? Contains coffee. Maybe. Okay. A little worrying. SSNN Kryx interview part 6.
Tell us what the future holds for the Crimson Fleet.
Changes are coming, Gale. Huge changes. Crimson Fleet will soon be a much bigger player in this little game between the members of the settled systems.
That's quite a bold statement. Would you care to elaborate?
Well, let's just say that I'm on the brink of a score so large, it makes everything else pale in comparison. Beyond that, you'll just have to wait and see.
If you aren't willing to discuss the details, why grant SSNN this interview?
Simple. I refuse to allow the UC to spin or bury the story, making it sound like they're in complete control of the situation. I'm gonna tell you right now, they aren't.
Why does the Crimson Fleet need to make this mysterious move that you're being so evasive about?
I know SysDef instructed you to draw this meeting out as long as possible. So let me sum this up. I intend to make sure that the Crimson Fleet becomes the United Colony's worst nightmare. And nothing, I mean nothing in this universe, will stop me from achieving that goal.
There are those that would disagree with you and claim this interview is grandstanding, or worse, a recruitment tool. After all, SSNN reaches every corner of the settled systems, and your aspirations could inspire the directionalist to turn to the fleet.
You and the sheep that listen to your garbage can believe whatever the hell you want. If you were so worried about what I had to say, you wouldn't have allowed yourself to be brought here.
Diary of Kyosuke Nagata. Okay, you know what? Oh. There's a landmark on Earthrail. Okay, well, that wasn't evidence, but it was interesting, wasn't it?
Pirates and alcohol. What could go wrong in a place like this?
Yeah, exactly. What could go...
Here's under stripes, pleading for the fleet.
That's nice. Alright. So, yeah.
I heard this was sister is some hardcore mercenary. I wouldn't get on her bad side.
Thank you for that. Okay, SSNN Kryx interview part 5.
Certainly. Let's talk about something else. How did the Crimson Scar become the Crimson Fleet?
After I busted out of the lock, I decided to take things to the next level. I had the key, a few UC ships, and a couple dozen ex-cons at my side. But I needed more, so I sent out the call. Once word got around, it didn't take long for freelance pirates from every corner of the settled systems to show up.
And this is how the Crimson Fleet was born.
Exactly. The key became our base of operations. We spent months reinforcing our position there, making it nearly impossible to approach.
What was the UC's response to the situation?
First of all, UC Security gave up and handed the reins over to the big guns, the UC Navy. The Navy in turn sent ships to attack the key. I'd say there have been 3 major attacks over the last few years. And as you can tell by the fact we're having this interview, all the attacks were embarrassing failures.
Do you feel these embarrassing failures led them to form UC SysDef?
Absolutely. They've clearly given up and decided to shove the responsibility onto a separate division. That way, in the public eye, the UC Navy can move forward, proud and strong, while UC SysDef continually takes all the blame. It's all about PR spin for them, Gale. That's how the UC operates. Kinda disgusting, don't you think?
Sounds a bit like you're trying to deflect attention off the atrocities the Crimson Fleet commits on a daily basis.
Atrocities, huh? How about fighting the Freestar Collective over a bunch of rocks hanging in space? How about thousands of people dying while a bunch of pencil-pushing bastards sit in a cushy office and draw lines on a star map? Maybe the United Colonies should stop the bullshit and take a hard look in the mirror to see who the monsters really are.
He's not wrong about that. Doesn't necessarily make anything he did okay, though. In fact, let's face it, it doesn't remotely make it okay.
What kind of name is SysDef?
Rook?
Yeah. Alright, I checked all this area. The only place I didn't really check over here was in... Oh, Delgado is gone? We have... Can I use your computer a second? I really want to use the intercom. Can I need to check. I might have got a message. Can I log in from here? Grease monkeys. Dell wanted you to know if I needed a few extra grease monkeys to help maintain things around here. I told him any more would just get in my way. I didn't mean to sound arrogant, and I know my bandwidth is thin, but no one else can do what I do. I don't trust a new mechanic to understand how we've kept this station together with vacuum tape and baling wire. There's just too much tribal knowledge. Same goes for the ships. Okay. The Astrea. I knew what I was getting into when I joined the fleet, but it was always my skin on the line so I could handle it, no biggie. This is different. Nev, she loves this. Being a pirate is her raison for existence. So the best way I can keep her safe is by working on her ship. Every nut, bolt and wire on the Astrea I've hooked up with these two hands. As an insurance, I've put in something extra to keep her out of harm's way. Knowing all this helps calm the nerves a little, but not completely. Now I know why Mom gave me this toolbox the day I said goodbye. I want to ask her if the worrying's gotten easier, but I know the answer. Okay. Yeah.
I have about 1 million things to do. Can't this wait?
Yeah. I'll be getting out of your hair.
Hey, champ.
Oh.
I'm including this month's list of parts I need for the key. Don't bust a gut. It's hefty, but I know you can handle it.
That is loud.
I'm gonna need a lot more than usual this time. I'm planning to overhaul the entire electrical system before it completely shorts out. Oh yeah, thanks for sending over the key's reactor specs. I can't tell you exactly why I needed those. Dell said to keep it hush-hush. As far as next month's shipment, start scrounging up some parts so I can spruce up our defensive batteries. They're looking kind of rusty. Well, I guess that's it for now. I'll have my people in New Atlantis drop off the payment at the spaceport. Just make sure you aren't being followed. We wouldn't want the UC to know they're providing replacement parts to the Crimson Fleet.
Sorry, I'm just poking things. Look, I like pressing buttons, okay? I'm sorry. That was my bad. My total bad. Absolutely. Okay, I'm just gonna go check the ship out now. Make sure everything's working just fine. Pretty sure I checked all around here. There wasn't anywhere really that I couldn't.
Smile, I want to punch him in the face.
I've heard that a fair number of times, oddly enough. Right, let's get out of here and
It's no longer docked. We're free.
Go deliver the news to whom it may concern. Now, where exactly is the Vigilance current? Okay, it's at Sagan. It's pretty damn close, which is probably why they've been spotted. Although, actually that's not true, is it? They've been spotted because there's a mole inside of Mast. I do wonder who that is. And
One is stars are rearranged.
okay.
We are here.
Hail acknowledged. You're clear to dock at docking port 1. The commander will be waiting for you in operations.
Roger that.
You can practically hear the sound of credits being wasted.
What? What, on this ship? I don't know. They're doing an important job, really. Although, I
Back in
mean...
basic training, I had the record for fleet kills.
Okay. They had you hunting Crimson Fleet during basic training. Come on, here you come. Look, I know you don't want to go... You know, if you want to wait here, you can. I'm not going to force you. Really not. No, you want to be coming.
Yes?
Hey. Right.
All support ships have arrived, Commander.
Maybe one more comment
Good.
to the story.
After we're done here, arrange a briefing. I want all of those SEALs
hello.
over here as soon as possible.
Yes, sir.
There you are. Where have you been?
What? Okay. Wait, is there an what's the emergency?
We're about to pull the trigger on the largest scale operation in UC SysDef history.
Okay.
All of our ships, personnel, and resources have been waiting for your report. Lives are potentially hanging in the balance. So you'll have to forgive me for being so impatient when I ask where the hell you've been.
I've been... I mean, I have in fact been risking my damn life to bring down the fleet, but you... With all due respect, sir, I've been doing the job you sent me to do.
You mean your latest excursion to Neon? I've received the reports about your little foray into Genodyne. Last piece of the puzzle before you go after Kryx's legacy. Which means
Correct.
it's time to put all the cards on the table and prepare to attack the key.
Okay, I'm not sure attacking them is the best course of... Okay, you do... Right, they're in a panic over there. They know you're coming. Are you aware of this?
Good. The more confusion and panic we cause, the more damage we can potentially inflict.
Okay.
Before you jump to Bannock 4, I need to make one thing abundantly clear.
You still want me to do
The credits from
that?
that Galbank transport cannot reach the fleet. You have to bring them here at all costs.
Okay.
If Delgado gains access to those resources, we might be touching off a battle we can't possibly win.
We've been monitoring the Crimson Fleet's comm chatter in the Kryx system. They're gathering allies by making promises based on your success.
Yeah.
As much as I hate to admit it, UC SysDef won't stand a chance. The fleet will become stronger and more unified than ever.
You cannot help but admire their commitment to their mission.
The only admiration I hold for the Crimson Fleet is the fact that they aren't going to be a problem for much longer.
Okay. I suppose running off with the money and keeping it for myself... No, so no pressure there. Okay. All right. So you... Right, I will bring back Kryx's legacy to the Vigilance. Absolutely.
I've always known that when it came down to it, you'd do the right thing. All right, I guess this is it. Do whatever prep you need to do aboard the Vigilance, and then head out to Bannock 4.
Okay,
when
and
you
then...
return here with Kryx's legacy, we'll begin the attack. Good luck.
I have some... Okay, I've got some intel for you, I think, about their defenses. Well, I can tell you they've got batteries and they're trying to fix them. What's the primary directive of SysDef right now?
Our directive is simple. We are tasked with the eradication of space piracy in the settled systems. As the chief source of pirate activity, the Crimson Fleet is our primary target.
Okay. And so you have in fact managed to convince the UC to authorize the attack? Because I got some more evidence for you, but apparently you don't need it?
The evidence you've been bringing to Lieutenant Toft has been instrumental in convincing the brass at Mast to greenlight the attack.
Okay.
They've sent us support ships, extra troops, weapons. All on account of your role in the operation. To put it simply, if it wasn't for you, this operation would be at a standstill.
Well, that's good to hear. Sort of a little surprised at your earlier snippiness. What will happen to Kryx's legacy after I bring it to SysDef? I mean...
Proceed with your report.
I mean, not that it's that important, but I am curious.
During the end of the Narion War, the money was destined to bolster the Freestar Collective's coffers. Even though we were rivals at the time, and I suppose we still are to some extent, the credits still rightfully belong to their people. After the money is turned over to Mast, I'm certain arrangements will be made to return the money to the proper authorities in Aquila City.
Oh, now that is good. I like that. I like that. Okay, thank you very much, sir.
It's time to dig deep and get the job done.
Absolutely. I do have some more evidence.
Need anything before you head to Bannock?
Oh, will you be able to decrypt Kryx's legacy once I bring it back to the Vigilance?
Even as long ago as the Narion War, Galbank used an extremely potent level of encryption on their currency. Unfortunately, the unlocked ciphers are lost to time. However, if you can bring us one of Galbank's old transfer modules, I know it would help.
Just one?
Don't worry, I'm sure some of the techs at Mast will be able to work with whatever you bring to reverse the encryption.
Okay, I think there might be two. Okay, are you familiar with the key's defenses?
Anything you can tell us would be helpful.
Alright. They're rounding up as many captains as they can to bulk up the fleet. More importantly, Jasmine Durand is trying to get the key's defensive batteries online.
Damn it. I was afraid of that. I'll warn our ships to use looser formations. Hopefully Durand isn't as clever as she thinks she is, or you can help us take the batteries down when the attack begins. Was that all?
I think that latter is probably the better bet. She's pretty smart. They're rounding up as many captains as they can to bulk up their fleet.
Yeah, I heard they even sent word to some of the contacts you met. They're writing an awful lot of checks they can't cover without Kryx's legacy, but we'll be ready for them.
Right.
Anything else?
Okay, that is it for the intel.
Well, if anything else springs to mind before you leave, please let me know.
I do have some more evidence for you, I think.
Good. The more you find, the stronger our case.
Oh, I've got a lot, actually. I've discovered some information about Adler Kemp.
Interesting. Looks like he's been meeting up regularly with Navalmora to transfer goods and cash from Sidonia. Which means the Crimson Fleet's just lost one of their drop points. That should set them back a bit. Anything else?
Oh, I grabbed some stuff from Genodyne Executive Office. Pretty damning stuff, actually.
Benjamin Bayou, pride of the Free Star Collective. The authorities there have been trying to nail him for a long time. Bringing us proof that he's been manipulating Genodyne from the shadows is pretty tasty stuff. The FC will pay dearly for this. Good job.
Also,
any other fragments?
The COO as well. You should definitely pick her up, although I ended up understanding why she was doing what she was doing. She's probably dangerous. According to this, you have a mole feeding supplies to Jasmine Durand.
Yeah, you're right. But there's no way this was a solo job. Shifting all those parts takes serious manpower. I'll send this to Mast so they can shake the tree a bit, see what falls out. Looks like Durand better start looking for parts somewhere else. Find anything else?
Here's everything I have on Shinya Voss.
So Voss engineered a way to directly interface with the Key's mainframe? I knew he was a math genius, but didn't realize he was so tech-savvy. Well, we'll share this information with Galbank. Hopefully it'll help them shore up the security on their cryptocurrency. That it?
Yeah, that's it for now.
All right. Keep up the good work.
Out of curiosity... Oh. You feel like telling me how your time in the well relates to your past experiences with the Crimson Fleet? Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm being nosy now.
I figured it was only a matter of time before this came up. The reason I didn't bring up the Crimson Fleet is... well... I was one of them.
Right.
It's something I'm not exactly proud of.
Okay. Does Commander Akande know this? I'm assuming he does.
He knows quite a bit about my journey. But I'd appreciate it if you didn't mention this conversation to him.
Okay. Is this why you're so good at monitoring them?
I know a great deal about how they operate, what frequencies they use, their encryption techniques, their methods. So, in short, yes.
Okay. So basically, we sort of share a common ground, just in reverse, really.
Common ground, but not a common beginning.
Right.
I was recruited out of New Atlantis by Navalmora. She said I was making a name for myself, and it caught the fleet's attention. I was thrilled. It was a chance at bigger and better scores and gave me a ticket off-world. Why the heck would I say no?
Okay. Why did Neva choose you?
I raised hell on New Atlantis until someone stood up and took notice. And just like Adler Kemp stuck his neck out and vouched for you, someone else in the fleet did the same thing for me. In fact, it was my idea to send you to Sidonia for your first, well, I suppose you call it a mission.
Yeah. I don't give a... Look, so I'm guessing... you could have walked away. She could. Doubt you had a choice. Of course she had a choice. Neva dangled a lot of money in your face, right?
Of course she did. How else would you get an aspiring criminal to blindly follow you into a life of interstellar crime? They took me in. Delgado ran me through the paces on Suvorov, and before I knew it, I was part of the team. Now I was making some serious money. That apartment I boasted about in New Atlantis became a joke. I even made enough to buy my own ship.
Okay. I'm waiting for the other shoe to drop. I sort of am. I'm not exactly seeing the moral... What happened when Delgado brought you down to Suvorov?
What do you think? It's a giant ice ball. I froze my behind off. We spent a while exploring the surface near the lock, while Delgado laid out his spiel about honor among thieves and all that nonsense. Never got a look inside the facility like you did.
Okay. I gotta be honest, I'm waiting for the other shoe to drop.
Oh, it dropped. Hard. Everything changed thanks to Commander Akande. The man basically saved my life. I owe him everything.
Okay. He seems to have a knack of changing hearing. That makes me feel better about play. He must have had his reasons, though. What reasons did he save you, and how?
He's a special man. I've never met anyone else like him. Look, I've already said too much. I promised Commander Akande I wouldn't talk to anyone about this. All you need to take away is that I've literally walked a mile in your shoes, and I appreciate the risks that you're taking. Carry through with this mission. I promise you I'll be there every step of the way.
Okay. Alright, well, thank you very much, I guess.
This is your moment. I know you can do this.
Yeah. I was just wondering, do we have any more prisoners now? I gave some evidence before. Oh, excused? It doesn't seem like anybody else has been arrested. There are a couple of other cells that are dark, like Mr. Rake's, but nobody seems to be in them. Okay. Little surprised. Thought we might have picked up a few of the people from that luxury
interrogation.
Yeah. Oh, is there an interrogation room? Can I just? There is. Maybe they're in there being interrogated. That, I suppose, would make some sense. All right. Well, let's go and acquire all this. Hello again.
Mole.
You know what?
See ya.
Mole. I don't think we've got anything to speak about, do we? No, we don't. I have a Galbank ship that has been missing for 100 years to find and rob.